Hi guys, Adrian Cahill here, professional coach. Now, word of warning, I've been in the military for 7-8 years with deployment, so may I be direct? I'm going to talk about 3 reasons why you ain't rich and you're not going to get rich. Who am I? Doesn't fucking matter. You ain't rich for 3 reasons. I hope from watching this, you can figure out what's holding you back and you can step up. So the first reason you ain't rich, because of money. You don't have the money, right? But you also don't have the mindset of money. Most people don't spend any time learning about money. In our societies, in our cultures, we don't really talk about money. So what people know about money if we don't really talk about it? What you learned about money come from 2 primary sources. Your mum and dad. Were they rich? Were they successful with money? The TV, television, social media. Now, television and social media, how much of that is bombarded with advertisements? You know, Lexus, buy this watch, buy this course, buy this book, buy this, buy that, buy this, buy everything, buy this. In fact, your life isn't complete unless you buy more things. So our whole mindset's right. We're taught by parents that probably aren't rich and by the society that just wants us to spend, 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 spend. In fact, you look at an economy or a government, it's not actually so good for the people to be that happy. You want your people to be working. So the governments, the markets, they all want you working, working, working. They want you like like a hamster on one of those wheels, right? Not happy, chasing happiness. It's friggin' hilarious, but people do it all day. They go to work, they go to work, they go to work. Thank God it's Friday. Spend, spend, spend. Oh crap, Tuesday comes, they gotta pay their rent. Oh, it is a joke. We are not taught as a society how to handle money. We're taught how to be poor. And then we get in a hamster wheel, and most people around us are also poor. It's freaking hilarious. So we don't have the mindset. Now, guys, I work as a coach. You know how many people could hire me, make a ton of cash, but they don't. They could hire me, make a ton of cash, but so many of them don't because they're afraid to invest in themselves. Now, some of these people are 30, some are 40, some are 50. They've spent 30, 40, 50, 100, $200,000, $200,000 on a university degree. $200,000 to get a job. Not including the time involved, 4 years, 5 years, 8 years in university, the cost, the time cost, the opportunity cost. They spend all this time in university and they still don't learn how to invest. They don't know how to calculate their net wealth. They don't calculate their net wealth. They don't understand the tax system that takes 30, 40% of their money. They don't understand what it takes a lot of the times to get a real quick pay rise and quickly go up the chain. It's a friggin' joke. People spend 30, 40 years, education, 30, 40 years working over and over, but they never spend the time or the money to really learn about money. So there are some books. The Richest Man in Babylon. Classic. Costs you $9. Have you bought it? Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. Have you bought it? Have you read it? Some people have, so I say, have you read it? Some people are in the place where they say, yes, I've read it. So they've bought it, they've read it. Now the thing is, you buy cheap, you buy twice. Sometimes you got to spend more. Sometimes. Okay, so the second reason people are rich is the time factor. It takes time to read these books. It takes time to work with someone. It takes time to learn about return on investment. And then they end up spending so many years in jobs and stuff, but they don't spend time working on themselves. They don't spend time working on their money mindset. They don't spend time working on the emotional mindset, emotional intelligence. They don't spend time learning how relationships can work. They don't spend time learning how to get their relationships to a level where their partners and family support, encourage them. You know, what would happen if your partner encouraged you, loved you, said you're good, patted you on the back? What if your partner, you know, you're working hard, what if your partner looked after you more? Yeah? What if your partner was happier? What if your partner was really happier? Well, and you can do that. You totally can do that. But most people haven't spent the time learning how. Now, the third reason people aren't making a lot of money is because they're scared. They're scared. Maybe a fear of failure, maybe a fear of success, maybe a fear of what if it doesn't work, maybe a fear of what if I'm not good enough. There's a lot of real fears, and honestly, with my work, I take fear seriously. I got a client, Joe Blow. Joe Blow's got a fear. I sit him down. Joe Blow, you got a fear. I'm the coach. Let's look at this fear, Joe. I might do a process. Close your eyes, Joe. Relax. Relax, Joe. What's this fear about? Within 10 minutes, maybe even 3 minutes, clear the fear. We deal with it. It's gone. No more fear. He goes forward in his life. He's got more confidence. He's got more courage. Joe Blow looks at an investment. He looks at coaching. He looks at buying a house, and he goes, wow, it's interesting. I have a little bit of fear on investing in myself. I want to get to the next level, and I have some fear on investing in myself. Joe Blow's had some coaching. He's like, interesting. Well, if I do the coaching or the investment property, it may lead me to financial success and feeling great about myself, but I've got some fear. Now, if Joe Blow's a smart man, working with a coach or a really good mentor, he may be able to process that stuff and get rid of the fear and move forward. Tell you the truth, every time I buy a new property, I have a little bit of fear. Every time I buy a new investment property, I get a little bit of fear. Now I bought so many, I'm relaxed. I get the fear in my stomach, all right. I say to myself, Adrian, you've got some fear there. All right. You know, a lot of people pay a lot of money to have fear. You know, people pay a lot of money to jump out of a plane and experience fear. So your fear can be harnessed. Your fear can be harnessed to drive you forward. Your time can be harnessed to drive you forward. There's a million ways I can help you manage your time so that you can do things like, oh hell, let's say you do a network marketing thing. So I don't really coach network marketers, but let's say you do a network marketing thing and you don't have enough time for your kids and your wife. Well, hey, how about you get your kids and your wife and you go somewhere with them where they can really enjoy themselves, and maybe you can meet some new clients. So your fear can really be harnessed to make tons of money. Your time can be harnessed to make a ton of money. And with return on investment, your money should be growing rapidly. This is simple, like Mother Nature law. It's like a law of gravity. The law of gravity is the same for your financial goals. Your investments should be growing by maybe 3, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30% every year. So your investments should be growing and growing and growing and growing. If you're 30 and don't have like 50 grand net worth, what the hell are you doing wrong? I got a client who's 50 and doesn't even have 100 grand. What the hell's going wrong? Now, if you are someone that happens to be 30, 40, 50 and you ain't rich yet, if you're not rich yet, get some bloody help. Has your financial position or life significantly changed in the last 12 months? If it hasn't, get a coach. Simple. Okay, thank you very much. 3 reasons why you ain't rich yet, and I really, really, really hope you can. Guys, it's 2019, 2020, 2021. With all this technology in the world, everyone can and should be rich. It's a matter of learning how to do it or being coached. Guys, you should be spending time with your family, enjoying your business, working with your passion. Life is meant to be full of passion, guys. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Feel free to leave a comment or whatever you like. Don't really care. Get rich though. It's not that hard. Enjoy, guys.